In episode 2 of the Bike Touring Türkiye series, we explored some of the rich history and immense beauty of the Cappadocia region. At the last minute, we decided to completely change our planned route and make up a new one on the fly. Today, we depart from this more touristic area and head off on unknown roads toward the Ilara Canyon. We get an early start out of the town of Derinkuyu to avoid the midday heat. Between the well-paved road, the light traffic, and the perfect weather, it's a smooth start to the day. The only thing missing is coffee. We stop in a small town and ask if there is coffee. They tell us there isn't, so we thank them for their time and are preparing to continue on when a man stops us. He wants to ensure we know our way. Another man waves us back. He opens what seems to be a community center and brings us coffee that he insists is on the house. We feel so warmed by their kindness and hospitality and can't thank them enough. Our route takes us onto some quiet tractor roads, and we start to discover you can't travel far in Türkiye without a kind soul offering to ensure you know your way. It moves us every time. We make our way along peaceful country roads, looking out at the beautiful landscape. Although it was a hard decision yesterday to change the route we've been planning for months, we know in this moment that it was the right one. There is nowhere we would rather be. In all the little towns we've passed so far, there's always little markets to pick up stuff, to pick up groceries, which would make eating here really easy for most people. I unfortunately have some food allergies, which makes it a little trickier. We have to get pretty creative. So today we're making a little concoction and we'll see how it turns out. It's actually really good. Quite flavorful. And everything tastes better when you're biking and outside.
Yep.
But it's also really good. After refilling our water to ensure we have enough to camp, and meeting the friendliest pup, we make our way down into the Ilara Canyon. Change of plans. We aren't wild camping, although we are camping. We had a nice kind of sun-setting ride towards Ilara Canyon. We got down into the canyon and it was like 6:30, and trying to go back up the other side and try to find a wild camping spot because we hadn't seen any to that point seemed like not the wisest choice. So there's a little simple campsite down in the canyon, and that's where we're going to spend the night. So I'll see you in the morning when we try to bike out of the canyon. Good night.
Good morning. We had our first night in our new tent. I would declare it a relative success. We slept a little. The dogs we made friends with last night barked a lot last night. A lot. But it's a brand new day. We get to go bike up a pretty mountain. So let's go. Bye, babies. Our goodbye party?
Yeah.
With an early start, a riverside coffee stop is in order. It ends up being much needed, as climbing the long, winding road out of a canyon first thing in the morning isn't the easiest of tasks. As we make our way along quiet farm roads, a group stops us and kindly offers that we try the herbs they are expertly cutting from the ground.
Michael just looked it up and it seems like it's curry leaves. Maybe. It's so nice of them to share it with us.
It is a special moment we won't soon forget. When the midday heat begins to grow, it seems wise to pop into the shade for some lunch.
Oh my god. Oh my god. It's not even close to unfolded.
Oh my god.
I don't want to unfold the whole thing. 'Cause
We found this in the fridge in a grocery store, and it's literally just water, flour, and salt, but it's so soft. And it's so good. And then we found this like tahini grape molasses mixture, which at first I was not that keen on, but it has really grown on me. Okay, tahini grape molasses burrito. It's really good. Getting some fat and protein from the tahini and some sugar from the grape molasses and carbs from the wrap and salt from the wrap. Very nutritious. As we pass through a small town, a woman offers us chai, or Turkish tea. Before we know it, she has brought out a veritable buffet of snacks and treats.
Aziz Allah, şefaat senin ya Resulallah.
Though neither of us speaks the other's language, we spend a beautiful time in her yard, communicating through gestures and Google Translate. We eventually need to say goodbye, but spend the rest of the day feeling overwhelmingly blessed by the kindness and hospitality we've experienced these few days. The sun begins to set, and we know it is time to find a home for the night. We found our wild camping spot for the night. It's a little more out in the open than we wanted. We'd love to be like behind some trees, but we found this spot on a hill that's kind of tucked behind this patch up here, and pretty tucked away from the road, which is over that way. But we've been on kind of these open fields for the last long while, so and it looks like there's just more fields up ahead, so this seems like the best that we've seen. So we're just gonna unpack, make some dinner, and when it gets a little closer to full sunset, we'll set up our tent and hopefully have a good night's sleep. sleep in our tent. It was quite rocky, but that's okay. Surprisingly good, and it's just so quiet out here. We got up really early. We know farmers can get up early, and there is actually one out with his sheep in the distance. So we got up before sunrise. We're gonna be on the road really soon. Taking everything with us, leaving no trace, and getting back on the road. We enjoy the fresh air that comes with such an early start and make our way along vast fields and farmlands until we finish our day in the city of Karapınar. Here we decide it is time to eat all the things. Cycling all day is hungry work.
Two of them.
We also use this day to catch up on a few important chores. As we head for the town of Karaman, we are excited to come across our first perfectly paved bright blue bike path. Unfortunately, it soon comes to a dead end. So, we replan our route and make our way down a new, beautiful, quiet path. We can't believe our luck at finding such a quiet road, when a truck stops us and explains the road is closed up ahead. We're 0 for 2 this morning. The two men are incredibly patient as we struggle to understand where to go without speaking Turkish. They generously offer to escort us to the correct route. Along the way, they stop to give us chai and snacks, and we use Google Translate to get to know each other better. We are again moved by the hospitality and are abuzz with the ways we hope to pay such generosity forward. As we wave goodbye to our new friends, we pass right by our hotel. 2 hours and no forward distance made. But we wouldn't trade this start to the day with two kind strangers for anything. It's a long but smooth ride to Karaman, where we snuggle into a cozy hotel room where we'll take a rest day before tackling the most challenging part of our tour yet. In episode 4, we head off-road into the remote corners of the Taurus Mountains. We come face to face with aggressive dogs, icy river crossings, wind, hail, and truly test what our bodies and minds are capable of. Be sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss that video, as well as the rest of the Bike Touring Türkiye series to come.